Good morning. I'm not exactly sure what this video is going to turn out about, but I know what it's going to be speaking of, but I don't know what details it's going into. At 29 minutes after 1 this morning, I woke up wide awake as if there was something going on or something not right, and I wasn't sure what it was, so I got up, looked around, and everything was normal, or seemed to be. So I thought, well, I'm awake, might as well go down and read my Bible, say my prayers, and so on. I come down and I said my prayers, and I got up, turned on the computer, and about as soon as I did, the word atheist came into mind. And I thought for a second, now what's this about? And the more I sat there and dwelled on it, the more I felt like I was supposed to do a small teaching on it. I probably won't go into a lot of detail. Don't know if I'll be using any Bible verse or not, even though I have my Bible here in front of me. But I thought about it, and maybe it's God landed on my heart. But you know, here in America especially, there's an awful lot of people going about trying to destroy everything relating to God. They don't want God mentioned in public. They don't want prayer said in school. Just on and on and on, different things that these people don't want in association with God. And it kind of confuses me, because if they're so strongly convinced there is no God, why do they take every effort they can to destroy anything connected with God? It don't make sense to me. I mean, if they don't believe there's a God, leave everything alone, let it go, and let those that do believe in God have our freedom. But no, they can't do this. They have to try to stop everything that's going on. Now, basically, atheist means a person who denies or disbelieves in the existence of a supreme being or beings. And when you look up the definition, you go on to basically find that it's an ungodly person. Well, what's coming to my mind is that being as they're ungodly persons, that they want to live life any way they want to, involved in as much sin as they can, and not have to worry about it because nothing will happen to them in the end. It amazes me how that they say they don't believe in a supreme power. In other words, that it took some form greater than we understand to create the world we live in and us as individuals. Now, years ago I dealt with this issue with some people, and I used an example of a car, but today I'm going to feel led to use something a little bit different. Now, they say there's no supreme power, that we as mankind just came in existence from a single cell floating around in a body of water. They use Darwin's theory of evolution. Well, from articles that I've studied in the past, Darwin did not even believe in that theory. It was just something he wrote as a document or a thesis that he needed for college. And he wrote that to see how people would respond to it, and people has hung on to it ever since. Now, here's the thing. If you take a monkey and set it down in front of you, I don't care how long you sit and stare at that monkey, you'll never see it turn in to anything else but a monkey. Now man, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the most complicated things in existence. Now, as I said, it's the most complicated thing in existence, yet it didn't have anything to make it. It just come into existence. Now, I would like to ask you, most of you that's watching this has got a computer. Now, a computer is a very complicated piece of equipment. I spent the biggest part of my life working in and around and on computers. So I basically at one time knew just about anything there was about computers. There's one thing that I know for sure. You can take every part that goes into a computer, set it on a table, and it will never turn into a computer. It'll just sit there. Now, in order to make it a computer, some type of supreme action has to go into effect to assemble that, to turn it in to what it is. Now, if this computer is so complicated that it takes man to turn it into a computer, then how in the world can man, the most complicated thing in existence, just come about? I'm sorry. I have to believe that there was some kind of supreme power. But regardless, supreme power or not, why would an atheist fight so hard to prove there is no God if they don't believe in God? Down deep inside they believe, and they tremble. And you know, what is it? James chapter 2 and 19. Let me turn over there. And can't find my glasses. I'm going to have to do it the best I can, so bear with me here. James 2, chapter 19. Thou believest that there is one God. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. Now, I think that these atheists may just have a little bit of the devil in them. And they tremble a little bit because they're not sure what's going to happen to them. If they were so sure, so convinced that there was not a God, then why would they use everything in their power to stop anything dealing with God? There's one thing I can say about them. They're very devoted in their work. You take a Christian, yeah, they'll go minister to foreign countries and things of this nature, but they will not assemble together and fight for God the way these atheist people assemble together and fight against God and achieve their goals by doing such things. I think that us Christians ought to be ashamed, because I know God's ashamed of us, that we'll let somebody else fight against Him, destroy everything about Him, and we won't do anything about it. Think about this morning. Are we supposed to let them destroy everything about God and thus not do anything for God, to defend God, and to establish God? I don't know. But that's what I feel like God has laid on my heart this morning. I may get a lot of comeback on this, but still yet, that's my views.